Welcome back to Whiskey with E. I'm Eric. Now today we do have a whiskey with the E. I figured, you know what, it's been a few years. You know what's up. We're grabbing one of these Bakers. So for all those that don't know, Bakers is a part of Jim Beam Suntory, so a part of the small batch selection. Now, I mean, the small batch selection composes of your Bakers, you know, your Bookers, and then there's a Knob Creek as well. Bottle's too far for me to grab for you, but there's a Knob Creek as well. I never tried a Basil Hayden's just because the proof is probably too low for my liking, but I figured since a old Facebook memory did come up of me enjoying this like 3 years ago, I figured, you know what, let's see how much my palate has changed and let's see if I still rate this or I still enjoy it. I mean, I remember trying the new single barrel and thinking that it was better than this, so you know what, let's just get it open. Now, I'm a little bit worried that the cork is going to be all stuffed up, and the only waiter's friend I could find is this shitty one here, so I hope that it won't have to come to that and it's just gonna open up beautifully. So let's pray. All right, here we go. So it comes like so, but here, let me show you the bottle before we do. Alrighties. So essentially, Baker's was pretty much a small batch product. So they used to, it's like approximately 200 barrels that they used to blend together to make the small batches. As you know, nowadays it is a single barrel. Now, I do have a new single barrel bottle here, so I can show you the new label. There you go. Now this one's a 8 years 8 months one. Not that you guys can see because the that light is too bright, but we are just going to get this one open and hope that this cork isn't stuffed. All right, here we go. Pause for the cork pop. Oh, yes, thank God. I was so worried that this cork was going to be stuffed. Man, I was stressing. Alrighty, so here we go. Let's pour some up. Oh, that's a healthy pour. Alrighties. Alright, so Jim Beam. Oh, look at that. It's like mahogany. It's a mahogany color. Alright, so the mash bill of this Baker's is 77% corn, 13% rye, 10% malted barley. So now this is, I mean, they do state that it's a minimal. Age 7 years minimal. There you go. Alrighties. So let's get right into it. Oh my goodness, it is so hot in here, guys. I'm getting so warm right now. I mean, this is pretty much like a walk-in humidor here. Let's check these legs. Let's check these legs. Oh. I mean, you can tell it's going to be oily. I mean, it's not all just dripping down really fast, guys. If you, yeah, like, this is the stuff I like to do when I'm on my own time, you know, like I like to look at the legs. I like to see if it builds up like beads, or you know, how fast does the legs drip. So there you go. But aesthetics looks good. Let's just get right on the nose and get right onto it. All right, here we go. Oh, all right, it is a fresh bottle crack and I'm fogging up, but let's just say you are getting off the bat like a burnt caramel. Obviously under all that is like the vanilla's the caramel, but what really jumps out is this nutty profile, which is expected with a Jim Beam product. And then you're getting these bacon spices. I mean, you could almost say cinnamon, but it's not really heading towards cinnamon. Maybe it's like a nutmeg or something with all that nuttiness. Oh. You know what? The nose is beautiful. Like, honestly, it has been like probably over 2 years now since I've actually cracked one of these old small batches open, purely because, you know, they're getting harder to find. So as soon as things become harder for me to find, I find that I just grab them and then I just stock up on them, and I don't really want to open it because, you know, seeing as nowadays it's the new single barrel. So, you know, but I figured since it's been a while, I kind of miss tasting this, and I just thought, you know what, let's see how much my palate has changed. Do I still enjoy it? What do I think of it? And maybe we're gonna have to get a more recent batch of the small batch to compare. But cheers everyone, drink responsibly. Who remembers this? Who used to enjoy this small batch, or do you enjoy the single barrels more now? I mean, you can get up to 8 years, 8 months, so that's pretty cool, I feel. But let's have a sip. Cheers everyone. Mm. Mm. Ooh. That nuttiness comes on the palate too. Oh, wow. All right, big bold flavors. So that burnt caramel kind of rolls over with that vanilla. Oh my goodness. This is like a drying oak. I don't know if you understand that, you know, there's like sweet oak. This is more of a drying type of oak. Oh my goodness. Guys, I am fogging up. It is warm in here, guys. Wow. Alrighties. I gotta go for a second sip. Let's just say that was the first one. Man, I can't see you guys. That's why I had to. It is getting warm in here, like I said, guys. I don't even know why I'm wearing this jacket. I want to take it off, but I guess it holds the microphone more easy. So here we are. All right. Look at all the fingerprints on this glass. Oh my goodness. Anyways, here we go. Second sip. Cheers, everyone. Almost get like an orange peel note in there too, but obviously not potent orange peel like that Lark Distillery freaking I'm trying to like look for the bottle because I can't remember the name of it. No, that's not the bottle. Oh my goodness, we're all over the shop. Oh, here we go. This Lark Distillery, you're getting a lot of the orange in that, so not as orange as this. This is more your traditional bourbon notes. I mean, yes, the vanilla, the caramel's there, but getting all those baking spices. But keep in mind, your nose is too close, you are feeling that it is a higher proof bourbon. Oh my goodness, I'm sweating already. Ooh, that did warm me. So let's have another sip and see how much we've acclimated. It's just the first sip, guys. Second sip, here we go. Cheers, everyone. Man, I need the makeup crew. You know, when you're doing these productions and maybe someone would be like, cut. Give me one of those. Cut. Action. Alrighty, so we're back. Let's just say. Alright. So the longer you're leaving this in the glass, guys, you know, keep in mind, the longer you let it breathe, all that ethanol fumes is going to rise out. I mean, you could go all ADHD whiskey styles and give it the good old SJ, but some people say it might agitate it too much and this and that, but I think this is just preference, really. I personally, I don't think it really agitates that much, but each to their own. Obviously, if it's a real expensive, delicate whiskey, I'll probably be really gentle with it. You know, with these glasses, you can sit it on top of a table and push it, and it will spin in a circle and do it for you. There you go. All right, you know what, third sip, here we go. There is a syrupy sweetness going down here, guys. Like it's like a burnt caramel, honeyed sweetness. Obviously rolls into the vanilla, but then you're getting that baking spice right as it rolls through the mid palate, and then boom, you're left with this like slight drying oak. But you know what, it's not bad. But maybe we should see how it goes with water. Maybe I'll grab some water, put a drop in, but you know me, I don't really like to add too much water. But for Ralphie's sake, you know, for all those that don't know Ralphie is in the Scotch world. He is an OG of the reviewing of the whiskies. So, you know, it's probably more for the Scotch world, guys. It really does unlock oils and that, but you can do it with the bourbon. But I just feel that when you proof down bourbon, I don't know, to me it just feels watery. It just loses its dominant flavors. You know, when you're drinking barrel proof and it's just full of flavor, full of doof, and then when you're trying to proof it down, it's like you just tone down all the flavors. So that's what I don't really enjoy to do with the bourbon. But I know in this case it will take away that heat, that bite. If you are not deep in your whiskey journey, if you have this, be cautious, because you will probably get a bite. May I suggest, you know, I like to do the whole splushing around my mouth. You know, I'm just going to explain it to the newbies that may be watching that aren't deep on their whiskey journey. So pretty much when you're splushing it around in your mouth, all of a sudden, you know, you're salivating. So you're creating saliva within your mouth, and then you go to swallow once your saliva is kind of mingled in with the liquid in your mouth, and then you could roll it from the front of your tongue all the way to the back. As we do have different sensory, you know, shenanigans on our tongue. I'm not a doctor. I'm not gonna, you know, what part of the tongue picks up the sweet or the chili or the salt and all that. Tongue science. There you go. But let's go for another sip. And you know what? We will probably go grab an ice cube for science. So here we go. Let's have another one first before we go get an ice cube. Cheers, everyone. Drink responsibly, especially if it's 107 proof, which is 53.5%. Here we go. Cheers, everyone. It's like bam, nutty, burnt caramel sweetness mingled in with the vanilla, rolls over, heading towards baking spice, like a rye spice kind of vibe, into that drying oak, that oak barrel, if that makes sense. That is the journey of what I just experienced. But you know what, I will come back. Let's go get some ice cubes. Maybe we'll even grab some water. All right, guys, we'll be back in a second. Let's go. And we're back. I don't know why I got my sunnies back on, because I think we're gonna fog up in just a few seconds. Oh my goodness, I gotta be gentle with this. This cork is really feeling, let's just say it's loose. See this? It's loose. It feels like I can just snap it. So this is what I mean, guys. These bottlings, normally you might get lucky and the cork don't break, but typically the amount of corks I had to use a waiter's friend to pull out, it happens. All right, so I'm definitely got to get another cork in that. So I can understand why the newer releases, the single barrels, come with this synthetic cork, because you're not gonna go through this cork issue, nothing like that. But We have just poured up some more, so you know what, let's add a teaspoon of water, and we'll see how that goes. All right, hold on, let's have a it's just a good, it's all right, guys. All I gotta say is, like, if you guys are still enjoying your Jim Beams, which is fair enough, you know, like, let's just say a lot of the alcohol consuming world is mass market led, you know, so the mass market consumers are brand driven. So, you know, maybe it's because back in high school you used to drink Jack Daniels and Coke, or Jim Beam and Coke. So you know what, even when you become an adult, you're still probably thinking, just grab that bottle of Jim Beam, you know, unless you venture into your whiskey journey, and then that's when you're gonna, you know, start getting into it, as we all know. But I'm just saying, this is definitely not for the mass market. It is definitely made to be sipped. It is definitely not made to be mixed with Coke. You know, that's what I mean. You got the mass market bottlings, which is obviously made to be mixed and obviously just made to be consumed by the young ones still clubbing out in town. Oh my goodness, what'll I say? It won't take that long for me to fog up. I'm fogged up again. You know what? We're taking the glasses off. Here we go. Alrighty, so with the water. Wow, with the water really brings out, surprisingly, really, Ralphie is going to be like, I told you, add in the water, brings out different noses and flavors. Ah, ah, ah. Wait, a little splash of the bourbon just went into my eye. Oh, why did I take off those sunnies? Ah. Okay, technical difficulties, but you know what? The show must go on. Alrighties. Oh, that stings. Imagine tipping some alcohol in your eye. Whoa. It's like I'm hot, I'm fogging, I take off the sunnies, alcohol splashes in my eye. You can't make this stuff up, guys. Like I always say, live and unedited, unscripted. You know what? Adding in the water has brought more of a creamy element. I don't know how that's possible, but it's almost like a creme brulee kind of vibe, you know, more of the vanilla's popping. Yes, you're getting the oak there still. Obviously the nuttiness. But it just brought out this creaminess. I don't know how to explain it. Like a toasted bourbon vibe. Maybe it's just popped the vanilla out more. Either way, the water did do something, but you know what? Let's give it a taste. Cheers, everyone. I think it brought out more nuttiness. Obviously, the bite, the tingle, that heat, you're going to tone that down once you add in a drop of water. But you know what? I brought some ice cubes here too, guys. For science, all right? For science, we are going to add in an ice cube. You know what? Before we do that, I may as well have another one of this. Cheers, everyone. How many minutes we on? 19 minutes. We have a few minutes left of recording time. So you know what? Let's get right into it. I'll pause the video. We'll get an ice cube into this and let's go. Whoop. Ice cube. See, look. The ice cube is melting. That's how hot it is in here, guys. Alrighties. We dropped the ice cube in. You know, for science, we're going to add some more in. Obviously, drink responsibly, guys. Now, alrighties. Here we go. Alrighties. Ice cube is in. Did that look like it went cloudy to you? I mean, there is an element there. In the Scotch world, you'd be able to tell, like, oh, it's been chill filtered, or you know, if it's still clear, then it's been chill filtered. If it goes cloudy, then it hasn't been chill filtered. But you know what? Let's give this Baker's 7 years small batch of try with the ice cubes. How will it hold? Will it still have flavor even with the dilution of the ice cube? Here we go. Cheers, everyone. Ah, of course. Flavors still all there. If anything, you're making it more cool and refreshing. You know, obviously, if you are starting off on your journey, you know, from graduating from mixing with Coke, you are gonna probably add in some ice cubes, and I can see why. This is really refreshing. Obviously, on a hot day, you are gonna enjoy a bourbon on the rocks, especially if it's a higher proof. I wouldn't recommend you doing this with a 40% 80 proof bourbon or anything, but let's just say beautiful. Yep, all the flavors is there, but you know me, I like my uncut, unfiltered. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll catch you all next time. See you all. Cheers, everyone. Drink responsibly. Oh, that is nice. That is nice, guys. I see why people put ice cubes in their bourbon. Anyways, let's not be snobs. Let's not